So today we discuss your measure of central tendency. Then first topic in measure of central tendency is your mean. We also say the average. We know that our data, maybe we have the ungrouped kind of data. We may have the group kind of the data. So if we have the ungrouped kind of the data, like your normal, we have the data like 3, 4, 5, right? So three quantity. In this case, we have the formula. Just add all these three and divide it by number of quantity, the number of observation we say. So that is your 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 5 12, and we just divide this by 3. That is your mean, which is equal to 4, and mean we represent it by x bar. So this is the formula. Your x bar is equal to summation x. Summation means sum of all x, all quantity given to us, and total number of observation is your n. Once your frequency is given means we have the table with your x and its repetitions also. Like we may say your quantity 10, 20, and 30, and it's repeated some number of times. Suppose your 3, 4, 5. So in this case, we also use the formula, that is your x bar is equal to summation f into x, and this f into x means here corresponding f with your corresponding x, like your this x1 with your f1, x2 with your f2. So we use the multiplication between corresponding f and x, then take the summation of these and divided by n again, but here this n is capital N. So capital N represent your total frequency. So in this case, your total frequency we consider is only 12. So if these two are for the ungrouped kind data, if data is group kind means your, suppose in data we have the values of x from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, a range is there. So that make the group of size 10 here, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20 with your some frequency are given to us. So these are called group data. In this kind of the data we use f into m, and this particular m is the midpoint of this class. So in this example, your midpoint is your 0 plus 10 divided by 2, that is your 5. 10 plus 20 divided by 2, that is 30 divided by 2 is your 50. So instead of your x, like your ungrouped data, we use here midpoint. Only difference is this in your group data, right? So similarly, we have a few shortcuts. So that these formula for the shortcut we discuss detail in examples only. X bar is equal to a plus summation f d by n. So d is the difference between a and assumed mean, and this a is called your assumed mean. Similarly, step deviation, so that is your x minus assumed mean divided by size of class or class size. So you may use any of these methods. All these methods you use in your group data, all three, and you can use any of the method, you get the same answer. Only difference little bit, the calculation is formula is long, but calculation may be little simple. So just to simplify your calculation, you can use this other method, but now we have the calculator computer, so you may not use this, you may go with only one. That's not a problem. So it's your choice, right? So first example, calculate the mean of the data. So if you see, this data is a ungrouped kind of data. So ungrouped kind of data, our formula is sum of all x divided by n. So we just add 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19 and divided this by 6. So if you add this, you can check what you get and divided by this 6. If you add all these, you get the 84. So if you divide this 84 by 6, you can see you get your value, that is your 1 and 4, that is 14. So in this example, your mean is your 14. Now, you may say mean, you may say arithmetic mean, you may say average, the same thing. So here the data is also one group, but in a category, this is your in a category of frequency, because the repetition of data is given. That means frequency of the data is given. So X, the frequency is 4, for 11 frequency is 5, for 13 frequency is 8, for 15 frequency is 6, similarly for 16 it is 4, and 19 it is 3 respectively. So you just write your this table again in your vertical form. So formula here is your f into x. So we multiply corresponding f with corresponding x. So I'm using I here, and summation of all these, or you may say here I is running from 1 to n. N means here your number of terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we may say n is 6 here. So we may say n 1 to 6, and divided by your total frequency n, or you may say this n can be written as your summation of all fi's. So now to calculate your fi into xi, you just product x into f. So your 10 into 4 is your 40, 11 into 5 is your 55, 13 into 8 104, 15 into 6 is 90, 16 into 4 is your 64, similarly 19 into 3 is your 57. Just you add these, that gives you a summation FIXI, which is your 410. And total frequency, if you add these, is your 60. That is 4 plus 5, 9 plus 8, 17 plus 6, 23 plus 4, 27 plus 3 is 30. So just divide these two, that is 410 divided by 30. Its value is 13.67, which is your required mean. So we may have another example. We may do this as your practice. Now, next example is your class interval. It is 0 to 10 is given, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and corresponding marks are given. So, as we already discussed in your formula number 3, when your group data is there, we use the midpoint instead of your x. The formula is your summation of f into m divided by n. So we can use this third formula here. So first of all, we need the midpoint of these classes, that is 0 to 10 midpoint is 5, 10 to 20 midpoint is 15. You may just normally check the average of this 0, 10 to plus 20 divided by 2, that is your 15. So which is midpoint. Similarly, next midpoint is your 25, 35, 45, and 55, 450 plus 60 by 2. Corresponding frequency is given to us. Now multiply this f with your x, that give you a 60, 270, 675, 700, 765, 330. If you add all these, that is 2800 divided by 100. So that give you a 28 only, which is the arithmetic mean of this. Now again another formula, sorry, another example. So if you see this example, in this also we have the class intervals are given, that is 300 to 350. So the size of this interval is your 50 in this example, and corresponding frequency are given. So first of all, you can write this into vertical table. Total frequency, you just sum of all these, that give you a 220. You can just cross check this, please. Also, we know that in as in your last example, we require the midpoint. So just calculate the midpoint, that is your 300, 350. That is your 325. You just take the average, or you just see here it is the difference between 50 and the sum of 50, divided by 50 divided by 2 is your 25. You just add 25 in your 300, in 350, 400. You just add 25 in your lower limits. You get your these midpoints. So these midpoints we have no need to calculate the sum of midpoint. We not require. So in this you can use the previous formula, which is your just multiply f into m, multiply corresponding m with your corresponding midpoint, and take the sum of those and use formula your f into m. Kindly do this please at your own. Divided summation, or this you may say is your total frequency, that is your capital N. So it's your choice, you can do by this calculation only. But if you see here, if you multiply your 475 with your 20, it's give you something in a thousands. So just avoid these heavy values. You may do your some changes in your formula, some improvement in formula, that is called your assumed mean formula, which we have already discussed. You may use your this shortcut method, you may use your step deviation method. So it's your choice which one you like to do. In case of your shortcut method, that is x bar is equal to a plus summation f into d, and this d is a difference between x and a. But in our case, instead of x, we are using the midpoint. So we may use this difference d, that is your m minus a. For that we require the a. So a is your assumed mean, and you can calculate mean and for your assumed mean you just arbitrarily check the midpoint somewhere here, and intermediate value you may say. So we have, see here, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 entries here. So you can choose the midpoint, maybe your this fifth value, you may choose the sixth value. It's your choice totally. So here we have chosen this assumed mean as your 575. So we assume this as your assumed mean. So formula is your a plus summation fd divided by n. So this f is given to us, d is the difference between m minus assumed mean. So we calculate this m minus assumed mean. M is 325 minus 575. That difference between this 325 and this 575 is your 250. Similarly, 375 minus 575 is your 200 with minus sign. Similarly, 425 minus 575 is negative 150. Similarly, go like this way. You can find your these result 620. You just needed to add this. Once you add, you see there 50 is positive negative, 100 is positive negative, 150 is with positive and negative, 200 is with positive and negative. So we are left with only minus 250. Now product f into d, just multiply this respectively. So minus 250, 250 into 5 is 1250. Similarly, you can 200 into 14 is 2800. Because of negative sign we use negative here. Corresponding multiplication you can do here, and you can add the sum of all these, that is minus 7,100. So just put these value in your formula. Total frequency is 250. So assumed mean we put here 575. Then F into D summation is 7,100 with negative sign. Total frequency is 220. You just use calculator, you get your 542.72, which is your answer, right? So another way to calculate this, as you see here, you also see the calculation goes in your thousands. So if you little bit reduce this also, you can use your another formula which already discussed here, that is step deviation method. In step deviation method, we use this D as your x minus assumed mean divided by h also. H is your step size. In our example, it is 50. Once you divide with your step size, you also multiply this summation f into d dash by n with your h. So kindly keep in mind, we also, once you divide by h, so you needed to multiply by h also. So another method, this is not the, this question is already completed, but we are doing with another method. You needed to do with only one method. It's your choice which one you can follow. So here d dash is your m minus a divided by h. So h is here your 50 only. So we already calculated m minus a. So divide this by 50. So if we divide this by 50, it is your 250 by 50 is your 5 with negative sign. 200 by 50 is 4 with minus sign. Similarly, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. Now 50 by 50 is your plus 1. Similarly, 100 by 50 is 2. Similarly, 3 and 4. And if you see your minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1 are in negative and also in positive. So we are left with only minus 5 here. The total sum of this is minus 5. Now similarly, multiplication as required in your formula, a plus summation f into d dash by n into h. So multiply f into d dash, you get minus 5 into 5. So this we particularly use when you preferring the manual calculation. So manual calculation, you require the small quantities. So that's 5 into minus 5, 25. You can easily calculate manually. 14 into 4 is minus 56. 23 into 3 is minus 69. Similarly, 20 into 2 is 40 with minus sign. 15 into minus 1 is minus 50. Similarly, 25 into 1, 25. 22 into 2, 44. So on. Sum all these. 142 with minus sign. Just put here. Just put in formula. Divided by n, which is already calculated. 220. Now, this is important. You also multiply this complete calculation, that is minus 142 by 220 into 50. So after calculating this, you get the 542. So same question you can use by simple formula, f into mean divided by summation sign divided by total frequency. You can choose your this assumed mean method, that is step method. You can choose step deviation method. It's your choice, totally your choice, which one you prefer. So you can choose only one step formula. Now another example, some different kind of example. For a certain frequency table which has only been partly recommended reproduced here, the mean of was found to be 149. So mean is given already, no need to calculate mean actually as per this question. What we want to do, so number of accident is 0 and corresponding frequency number of days. So 0 accident occur in 46 days, 1 accident occur in question mark, 2 it is again question mark, 3 it's given to us 25 number of days, 3 accidents occur, and 4 accident occur on 10 days, 5 accident occur 5 days. And total sum is also given. That is interesting. Total sum is given, but few values are missed at 1 and at 2. So we needed to calculate the missing frequency. So to calculate the missing frequency, we needed to assume these. So first of all, we can just assume these values at your F1 and F2 and write the table vertically. And we write just here as F1 at in front of 1 and F2 in front of 2. Now we know that the total frequency is sum of all these, that is 46 plus 25, which is your 71, plus 10 is 81, plus 5 is 86, plus we have two unknown, that is F1 and F2. We add these also, and as total frequency is given in a statement which is 200, so 86 plus F1 plus F2, it should be equal to your 200. Also mean is given. So mean is given, we know that the what is mean. Mean is your frequency multiply with x, corresponding frequency only, then sum of these divided by total frequency. And this example, total frequency is given to us is 200. So just multiply f into x. So f into x, 0 into 46, 0, f1 into 1, f1, f2 into 2 is 2f2, 25 into 3, 75, 10 into 4, 40, 5 into 5, 25. We just add all these. Once you add, it is f1 plus 2f1 plus 75 plus 40, 115 plus 25 is 140. So this is the sum. So we may put this value here, summation fx. So this summation fx can be written as your f1 plus 2f2 plus 140. We just put here. So this is your f1 plus 2f2 plus 140 divided by 200, which is your mean. But in statement, mean is already given, which is 146. Sorry, 46. We never called it as 46 because it is after point, and which means it is less than 1. So never call it 46. It should be 0.46. So we may cross multiply 200, shift 200 to the right hand side. So we are left with your 1.46 into 200. We may see here it is 292. So we shift your 140 to the right hand side. So that is your 292 minus 140, which is 152. So it's okay. So now we get one equation, which is your f1 plus 2f2 is equal to another unknown is your f2. So we require two equations to calculate two unknown. So another equation, if you see here, we calculate the sum of total frequency, all frequency, that is 86 plus f1 plus f2. We shift it, which is equal to 200. If we shift this 86 to the right hand side of this, that give us f1 plus f2 and 200 minus 86, which is 114, which is already calculated here. So now we have two equations with two unknowns. So we know that how to solve system of linear equation. So we needed to subtract these two equations. We may say this is equation star, this is double star. We just subtract these two equations. So if we subtract here, the f1 and cancel with f2, we are left with your f2 here, which is 152 minus 114, which is your 38. So we get the value of F2, 38. You just needed to put this F2 in any one of these two equations. So I can put in second equation, which look little simple. So this is your 38 now. Shift 38 to the right hand side. So sorry, we put 38 in place of your F2. So this is 32, 38 shift to the right hand side, which give you F1, 114 minus F2, which is 114 minus 38, which is your 76. So we require two unknowns. One is your, now we already calculated 76. Another unknown is your 38. So we get your missing entries. Hope so it's okay for you. Now another example, which is also interesting one. The mean salary paid to 1000 employees, number of employees are 1000 here, of an establishment was found to be rupees 180.40. This is mean salary is given to us. So after disbursement of salary, it was discovered that the salary of 2 employees were wrongly entered. So wrongly entered means we give the wrong salary. And the wrong salary amount is 297,165. Also, their correct salary were 197 and 185 respectively. So it's require correct mean. So if you see here, if we have the 1000 employee and mean of their salary is 180.40, by you can calculate after multiplying these two, we can find out, we can easily get the total salary paid. So by formula, you say mean is X bar and there is summation divided 1000, which is given 180.40. Just multiply this by 1000. So which give you 1,80,400, which is your sum. So by this formula, X bar summation divided by 1000 is equal to 180.40. So we can calculate the sum just multiplying your mean into numbers, that is 1000. So we just multiply using formula. So we get total sum is 1,80,400. So once we get the sum, this sum, keep in mind, this sum is for 1000 employee, total salary of 12,000 employee. We have two wrong entry here. So if we subtract wrong entry from this, we get the total sum for 998 employee. But if we add the correct entries, that is given to us 197 and 185, we again get total sum for 1000 employee. So we do that. The correct sum is your total sum already calculated. Wrong entries, that is 297, 165. So we just add wrong entry and subtract them. Plus the sum of correct salaries, which is your 197 plus 185. So we add the correct entry, we subtract the wrong entry. So if you see here, we subtract 2 entry means total number of entries are 998, but when again you add 2 correct entries, total entries are 1000. So after subtracting this, that is 462 and adding 382, we get your 1,80,000. Nakita, kindly mute yourself, please. 1,80,320. So if you see here, this is total sum, but correct sum. Total correct sum for all 1000 imply. So if you are interested in correct mean, so we just needed to total sum by number of observation, which is 1000. So we just divide this and we get the 1080.32 is correct mean. Hope so you get the same. One more smaller topic with one example only. Combined mean. So suppose if we have two kind of the data and two different means are there, how we get the combined mean? For example, we have the class of females, obvious males are there in our class and boys are there and girls are there. So if we have the both having different, you may say they get the some marks in your some tests, and the mean of girls are different, obvious mean and boys are different in marks. So in that case, if you require the combined mean, you just use this formula. The formula says if n1 and n2 are the size, you may say in our case number of boys and number of girls, and corresponding means is given to us, suppose x1 bar, x2 bar. So for the combined mean, you know that the formula says your n1 into first mean plus number into second means, n2 in second mean, divided by total sum. So total sum is your n1 plus n2. So this is formula for combined mean. We can solve this by one example on this. The mean of marks of statistics of 100 students in a class was 72. So keep in mind, we are not calculating here combined mean given in this example. Combined mean given in this example, which is 72. So to the left hand side of this formula, we may write here 72. The mean of the marks of boys was 75. So mean of boys, we may assume this as your x1. And while their number are 72, so number of boys are 72. So we assume n1 number of boys are 70. Their mean are given 75. So in this formula, we may write on right hand side, number is 70, multiply their mean, that is 75, plus it say find out the mean marks of girls. So how many girls we have? So it's simple. If boys are 70, total number are 100. So 100 minus 70 is your number of girls. So n2 is your 30. So I'm putting n2 in a formula, that is 30, and multiply this with their mean. We assume that this mean is your n2 bar. Divided by total number. So total number, we know that 70 plus 30 you say, or already given, is 100. So just rewrite or solve this equation. We just multiply this 100 with your 72, which give us 7, and multiply this 70 into 75, and this multiplication says that I multiply this 100 with your 72 to the left hand side, and right side you say 70 into 75, which is your 5,250 plus 30 into x2 bar, which is your mean of marks of girls. So just shift your 5,250 to the left hand side. We get the difference between your 7200 minus 5050 and divide by this 30. We get your the value of x2 bar, which is in this example 1950 by 30. So if you divide this, which give you a 65, which is the mean of marks of girls in a class. So hope so you get your that mean topic, in which we can calculate mean by for the ungrouped data and group data. For the group data, you can choose normal formula, you can choose step deviation formula, you can choose your three different formula for means. All formula technically are same, you get the same means, so it's your choice which one you can apply. Also we can use combined mean when you have the two different kind of data and you needed to calculate the combined mean of both the data. You can use the formula x bar is equal to n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2. Okay, so thank you.